Hey guys, before we get into today's game, I wanted to mention our CDH event, Calling of the Week. This event will be an all-cash payout to top 16 and played at Mavericks Cards and Hobbies. Sign up with the link below for more details. And a huge thank you to our sponsor, Dragon Shield, for making this video possible today. Guys, thank you for coming back on the Top Deckers. Tonight we're recording at Alchemist Refuge, our local LGS here. You probably know everyone at this table: Alban, Arron, James. No introductions needed. We're just going to get right to that game. Arron starts off today and plays Misty Rainforest for land. He cracks it, taking a life, and fetches up a Tundra onto the battlefield. He follows it up with a Mox Diamond, pitching a Manamo School at Water's Edge. Arron taps Mox Diamond for black, playing Imperial Seal. While Arron is tutoring, Alban makes a grand discovery.
So we're on like Blue Farm Light, and I forgot my mountains.
Yeah.
Okay.
Arron finds his card, loses 2 life, and follows up with an Esper Sentinel. After that explosive turn 1, he passes. Alban draws her turn and plays Command Tower for land. He also plays Mox Diamond, pitching a Windswept Heath. Alban slams down a Mana Crypt and tells Arron he forgot his Esper Sentinel trigger, and says this is CEDH. Alban taps Mana Crypt, floating to colorless, and plays Praetor's Grasp, targeting Nick. Alban finds his card, and with the 1 colorless floating, he plays Mana Vault and then passes the turn. Nick draws for turn and plays a City of Brass for land. He quickly follows it up with a Mana Crypt and triggers Arron's Esper Sentinel. Nick doesn't pay and Arron draws. Nick plays a Mox Opal and then passes the turn to James. James draws for turn and plays Volcanic Island for land. He taps it and plays a turn 1 gamble, triggering Arron's Esper Sentinel and doesn't pay the 1. James discards a Dispel off the gamble. He follows it up with a Mana Crypt. He plays Mox Diamond, pitching Scalding Tarn. With everyone having an explosive turn, Alban says,
Would everybody had a Mox Diamond or a Crypt?
James casts his commander Francisco, Fall Marauder. Then he passes the turn. Arron untaps and draws for turn. He plays Scalding Tarn, cracks it, paying 1 life, and gets an Underground Sea. He follows it up with a Rhystic Study. In response, Nick taps City of Brass, losing a life, and plays Mystical Tutor. Esper Sentinel triggers, and he taps Mana Crypt, paying for Esper Sentinel. He tutors up a Windfall and puts it on top of his library. And Rhystic Study resolves, and then Arron passes the turn to Alban. Alban untaps, and in his upkeep has a Mana Crypt trigger. He names heads and wins his Crypt flip. Then he plays a tapped Breeding Pool for land, and then passes the turn. Nick untaps, and in his upkeep he also has a Mana Crypt trigger. He names heads and wins his Crypt flip. He draws for turn and plays a Snow-Covered Swamp for land. He taps 4 mana and plays Shieldred the Apocalypse. Rhystic Study triggers, and Arron draws, and Shieldred resolves. Nick passes the turn. James untaps, and in his upkeep also has a Mana Crypt trigger. He flips a coin and wins his Crypt flip. In his main phase, he plays Mox Opal, triggering both Esper Sentinel and Rhystic Study. James pays for both with Mana Crypt, and then passes the turn to Arron. Arron untaps and draws for turn and loses 2 life from Shieldred. He plays Bloodstained Mire for land, cracks it, paying a life, and gets a Badlands. He casts a Wishclaw Talisman, exiles Simian Spear Guide for red, and then activates Wishclaw and tutors up for a card, and then plays Dockside Extortionist. Arron makes 9 treasures. He uses 3 of those treasures and casts a Cloudstone Curio. Arron cracks 2 more treasures and casts his commander, Will the Wise. Cloudstone trigger, and he targets Dockside Extortionist, bouncing it to his hand. Arron uses 2 treasures to cast Dockside, making 9 more treasures. Arron presents a loop of bouncing Will the Wise and Dockside to hand with Cloudstone's ability, recasting them and making infinite treasures and infinite clues. With his infinite treasures, Arron casts Swords to Plowshares, targeting Nick's Shieldred. It resolves, and the table can see the writing on the wall, and then concedes to Arron. Congratulations to Arron for getting today's win. Do you guys think that this deck is the new Blue Farm? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.